What's going on, guys? And I wanted to give you a quick little video today on how I made over $50 million doing the Cayo Perico heist. Now, I know a lot of people have been doing this heist for a while, and I'm sure a lot of people have made well over 20 million doing this, but I figured I would tell you my tips and tricks on what I did to get over $50 million from this. And if you're a solo player, I highly recommend to get grinding because this is probably the best way to make a lot of money in GTA Online. It's honestly better than all the other businesses right now, and I would highly recommend doing it as much as you can. Anyway, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so what did I do to make $50 million doing the heist casually? Now, you can do the heist easily 1 to 2 times a day with no issues at all, which will net you around over $7 million for that matter if you do it once a day. And like I said, it does take around an hour. If you're going to grind the heist out multiple times a day, nothing wrong with that. You usually do 2 or 3 times. Do keep in mind that you could do the heist every hour, but it could be longer depending on what glitches you encounter, or if you encounter infinite loading screens, or that really annoying glitch at the end of the heist where the guy like freezes and he looks weird and distorted and you have to literally close the application to redo it. That is really annoying, and I hope they fix that. But if you do encounter glitches like that, it is going to take you longer than the hour that most people say you can do it in. I have noticed it could probably take around an hour and 30 minutes probably to do the whole thing if you encounter some dumb glitches and some things don't go your way or something gets messed up on the way there, and that's totally okay. Obviously, you're going to be doing the heist as fast as you can. This is probably what everyone is doing, obviously, because they're probably going through it as fast as they can. There's no reason to slow down or mess around with it. You might as well just get it done within that hour or so. Like I said, unless you get any glitches, get it done. Then you got to wait the 8 minutes to start it again to do hard mode. Again, you want to do this as fast as you can, guys. You don't want to be slowing down on anything. If you're solo grinding and going crazy as you possibly can, you're going to want to be insane and go through it like I was. I mean, you could run the heist like 6 or 7 times in a day if you really want to go crazy. Definitely doable because I have done it, and I would definitely say that it'll probably burn you out if you're not careful. Unless you're like super into grinding, you'll be able to do that. When it comes to the missions, on the other hand, when you are doing the missions, you will find the best routes to do them. You also want to find the fastest ways to do them. I have pointed this out in other videos. But most of the missions, luckily, are set. The enemies are set in all of them, so you don't have to really expect anything different when doing them, especially if you've done the missions like 15 to 20 times each. I'm sure you're well aware of what to expect for them, and you're pretty much just going to fly through them easily, and you could probably complete most of the setups in about 10 to 15 minutes with no issues at all. Sometimes a little bit quicker depending on what happens, how close they are, unless you get the Merryweather HQ for your weapon loadout. But if you get the other ones, then you'll be a lot faster, obviously. Sometimes on some runs, you're going to get some stupid things happen. You're going to have, obviously, longer missions. You're going to have encounter issues the more you do the heist. I've noticed that. I've encountered a lot of glitches doing the heist, which I'm sure people have, and they definitely can get frustrating, especially when you're trying to make the most money and you go and complete the heist and the game freezes, or you're trying to do a setup and it freezes, and you're like, really? It's gonna get kind of annoying when that happens, but at least the way you gotta look at it is you make the $1 million an hour solo every single time, and that's pretty much the best way to look at it. Now, when it comes to the approach, guys, of this heist, it really depends on what you enjoy doing. There's so many different approaches for this heist, and all of them are honestly pretty simple, especially if you're doing it by yourself. They all have pretty much the same strategies overall to complete it quickly. You usually complete the Elite Challenge every time as well, so it really depends on what you like doing. As you see in the footage in the background, I am doing the stealth approach because this is my favorite way to do this. I have done the stealth approach the whole time I've been doing the heist. I have checked out other approaches, but this for me is my favorite, and I prefer to do this one just for the efficiency purposes of doing this. Because I'm not trying to mess around, I'm trying to make the most money as possible, which most people are. So I do recommend, I mean, it depends on what approach you like, honestly, but they all pretty much can complete it. So it really depends what you like doing and whatever way you enjoy doing the most. Because again, this is also trying to be fun. You don't want to destroy your mind trying to grind this for 5 weeks and then you realize, what did I just do it myself? And you buy some cars, you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to grind again. Could go over the setups briefly, but everybody pretty much knows how to do them by now, and obviously people know the best ways to do them. Luckily, the setups are designed very simply, so people can just fly through them quickly, which I really like how Rockstar did that. And especially if you're solo, you don't have to worry about anything with them. They're a lot easier than the casino missions, which I also really like. You can complete them very quickly. You know what to do. You know where to go on all the missions, and it seems like everything is set, like I said, which makes it way easier to complete these, and I really enjoy that. Obviously, the weapon loadout is all about choice. It depends what you want to use. Obviously, most people probably using the crack shot, which is the AP pistol and the sniper rifle. I have done it with the AK though, which also works very well. It seems like all the classes can do it just fine, whether it's a shotgun or whatever. It really depends on what you like using. Obviously, throwing a suppressor on there would help you out a lot, unless you want to go guns blazing in there and just go crazy. Really depends on what you like doing. I know most people are in this heist to do it as quickly as possible, and it is, like I said, a solo grinder's dream. So if you're doing this, you're obviously focused on the fastest way to do the heist every time. You're in this to make the money, buy the vehicles and stuff that you want to get, and you're in this as fast as possible. You don't want to waste any time in the heist, unless you encounter some glitches and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to ramble on because most people already know everything about the heist, but I wanted to show this, guys, because you can easily make 20 plus million a week just doing the heist casually if you really wanted to. It's kind of insane to me that you can grind the heist that much and make that much money, even though you could do it 1 to 2 times a day, which is not too bad at all. You can literally jump on GTA for an hour a night or an hour a day, do the heist and get off, and you'll see your money pile on in weeks, and you could buy pretty much whatever you want. It's pretty awesome. Obviously, you do need a submarine, but I highly recommend buying the submarine if you're a solo player. Buy it. I highly also recommend buying the Sparrow. That thing will tremendously help you in the missions, and that thing has paid itself off tremendously for me as well. So get the Sparrow if you don't have it. Well worth the $1,815,000. I always go and scope the island. I know a lot of people say you don't need to scope the secondary targets. I do it because I want to see what the island has to offer every time I go. I always go for cocaine ×2 to make the most money as I can. I don't go after gold because it's a glitch and I know it's going to be patched and I don't want to get banned for doing something like that. So I'm going after the cocaine or the best possible combos I could do to make the most money every time. So I figure I would scope out the whole island to see if I can get the best items I possibly can every single time. That will maximize your profits, especially if you're in this for speed and efficiency. You're going to want to make the most as you can, the fastest as possible. To maximize the money on this heist, on the other hand, guys, is what I do is I always go and scope the island. I know a lot of people say you don't need to scope the secondary targets. I do it because I want to see what the island has to offer every time I go. I always go for cocaine ×2 to make the most money as I can. I don't go after gold because it's a glitch and I know it's going to be patched and I don't want to get banned for doing something like that. So I'm going after the cocaine or the best possible combos I could do to make the most money every time. So I figure I would scope out the whole island to see if I can get the best items I possibly can every single time. That will maximize your profits, especially if you're in this for speed and efficiency. You're going to want to make the most as you can, the fastest as possible. Anyway, guys, that will pretty much sum up this video. I don't want to keep rambling on and saying the same things over and over, mainly because most people already know how to do the heist their best way, their best approach. I'm just showing you and explaining to you what I did to make the most money possible from the heist. Everybody's in this for, obviously, efficiency and making the most money possible and as quickly as possible. I gotta love the Cayo Perico heist because it's such a solo grinder's dream, and that's one thing I really love about it. You can do so much and enjoy it. And obviously it might get a little repetitive after a while, especially if you've done it 20, 30 times, but once you get to that money goal of what you're trying to do, you can buy all the stuff you want. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.